1949, Honda Dream D-Type, the machine that launched an empire. This unassuming 98 cubic centimeter two-stroke may deliver just 3 horsepower, but it planted Honda's flag in history. Its signature curved fuel tank and pressed steel frame provided post-war Japan with affordable mobility. The legendary detail? So Ichiro Honda personally torture-tested every unit by assaulting a mountain road near the factory. Any engine that faltered was scrapped. This modest pioneer birthed the DNA of every Honda motorcycle to follow, proving greatness starts with a single revolution. 1958. Honda Super Cub C100. The unstoppable revolution on 2 wheels. Its game-changing step-through frame and bulletproof 49 cubic centimeter 4-stroke engine did not just move people, it liberated generations. The iconic "You Meet the Nicest People on a Honda" campaign rewrote cultural rules, seducing America with accessible adventure. The staggering truth? 65 years and 100 million units later, a fresh Super Cub is born every 15 seconds, crowning it the most mass-produced vehicle ever created. This is not merely transportation, it is a mechanical immortal that redefined global mobility. 1969, Honda CB 754, the earthquake that reshaped motorcycling. When this 736 cubic centimeter inline-4 stormed onto the scene, it did not merely raise standards, it detonated them. As the world's first transverse 4-cylinder production motorcycle, it unleashed 67 horsepower, a front disc brake, and electric starting, rendering European contemporaries obsolete before lunch. Cycle magazine crowned it the most sophisticated production bike ever built, and dealers stashed units in back rooms to control crowds gathering just to hear its 8,500 revolutions per minute wail. This was not just a motorcycle, it was the godfather of all superbikes, sending competitors into panic-induced redesigns. 1975, Honda Goldwing GL 1000, the dawn of the open-road sovereign. When Honda unleashed this 999 cubic centimeter flat-4 Leviathan, they did not just build a motorcycle, they authored the gospel of grand touring. Its liquid-cooled boxer heart pumped 80 silken horsepower through a shaft drive, rewriting the rules of cross-country comfort. The irony? This 600-pound modern touring icon began as a bare-knuckle sport tourer with clip-ons. Honda's mad scientists initially dreamed of twisty road dominance. Yet its bulletproof reliability and jet engine refinement forged an empire, spawning a rider cult that thrives half a century later. 1983, Honda VF 750F Interceptor, the missile that redefined sport bike supremacy. This howling 748 cubic centimeter V4 stormed the scene with space-age innovations, self-adjusting hydraulic valves, a groundbreaking 180-degree crankshaft, and 90 horsepower that left rivals choking on its dust. The Interceptor did not merely race, it conquered, seizing AMA Superbike titles while flaunting its legendary red-white-blue war paint. The shocking truth? That liquid-cooled V4's DNA still pulses through modern MotoGP weapons. Honda's genius arrived 30 years early. This was not simply a motorcycle, it was a 150 miles per hour manifesto of mechanical rebellion. 1987, Honda CBR 600 Hurricane, the people's superbike. When this 598 cubic centimeter inline-4 landed, it did not just invent a category, it brought racetrack thrills to everyday riders. Packing 85 horsepower in a wind-cheating full-fairing and razor-sharp chassis, it humbled bikes costing twice as much. The kicker? That Hurricane name was track-proven. It could outmaneuver litter bikes through corners, sparking the 600cc supersport revolution that ruled circuits for 30 years. This was not merely transportation. It was your ticket to MotoGP fantasies. No trust fund required. 1990. Honda RC30. The street-legal racing weapon baptized with factory code. 748 cubic centimeters of V4 venom. Gear-driven cams shrieking to 12,500 revolutions per minute. A handcrafted carbon fiber shell embracing an aluminum twin-spar skeleton. This was no ordinary superbike. This was Honda's World Superbike homologation holy grail, forged with titanium conrods, a single-sided swing arm, and enough track DNA to shame full race prototypes. Connoisseurs still reverently speak of its hand-assembled precision, that savage V4 whale, its dual domination of both dealerships and podium finishes globally. Honda did not merely push limits with the RC30, they obliterated them. The myth still breathes. 1992. Honda CBR 900RR Fireblade. The superbike revolution distilled to its purest form. An 893 cubic centimeter inline-4 squeezed into a middleweight chassis, 124 horsepower at a feather-light 185 kilograms. The engineering impossibility made flesh, track weapon reflexes fused with street riding intuition. Rival manufacturers gaped as the Fireblade rewrote physics in a single model year. No fat, no forgiveness, just the violent birth of the modern hyperbike era. 1996. Honda XR 400R. The immortal dirt deity that scoffed at obsolescence, this air-cooled gladiator arrived needing no liquid cooling or computer chips, just a 397 cubic centimeter RFVC engine pumping out tractor-grade torque that could scale cliffs if you had the guts. Its genius, an unkillable power plant that treated mud, dunes, and neglect like minor annoyances while demanding less upkeep than a sledgehammer. The cult persists because this same mechanical DNA has outlived generations of advanced rivals, propelling Baja champions and jungle expeditions for over a quarter century. This was not merely a dirt bike, it was the cockroach of motorcycles, engineered to endure doomsday with a smirk. 1997. Honda CBR 1100XX Super Blackbird. The hypersonic usurper that claimed the world's fastest production motorcycle throne at 178 miles per hour, this 1,137 cubic centimeter inline-4 behemoth did not merely break records, it vaporized them with SR-71-inspired aerodynamics and 164 horsepower of fuel-injected fury. The Blackbird's sorcery? A digitally precise injection system and that revolutionary humpback silhouette, so efficient, riders emerged fresher after 200-mile-per-hour runs than competitors did at 150. For 3 years, this two-wheeled stealth bomber forced the mighty Hayabusa to play catch-up. This was not transportation, it was a Mach 0.23 middle finger to physics, wrapped in Honda's trademark technical arrogance. 1998. Honda VTR 1000F Superhawk. The Trans-Pacific Muscle Revolution. This 996 cubic centimeter 90-degree V-twin brute-channeled 108 horsepower through gear-driven cams, serving up torque curves so addictive, riders dubbed it mechanical Viagra. The Superhawk did not merely corner, it waged war with its pioneering twin-spar aluminum frame, while its seismic exhaust note rewrote the V-twin acoustic rulebook for a generation. This was Honda's bare-knuckle manifesto, proof that stripped-down brutality could humble both boulevards and racetracks. No fairings, no apologies, just pure internal combustion theater. 1999. Honda CBR 600 F4. The middleweight scalpel that rewrote supersport rules. This 599 cubic centimeter inline-4 did not merely advance the class, it redefined precision with 110 horsepower of buttery VTEC-inspired power and a groundbreaking unit Pro-Link rear suspension that transformed amateurs into corner-carving savants. The masterstroke, that underseat exhaust, no mere aesthetic flourish, but a mass-centralizing weapon that let the F4 outlap bikes with 30 extra horsepower. This was not just a track tool, it was a wolf in sheep's clothing, equally lethal on backroads or pit-straight heroics. 2000. Honda RC 51 VTR 1000 SP1. The V-twin revolution baptized in championship glory. This 999 cubic centimeter Predator channeled 130 horsepower through gear-driven cams, its torque curve slapping four-cylinder arrogance into silence. The obsessive details, a fuel tank hand-finished to watertight perfection, a twin-spar frame so communicative it felt telepathic. The RC51 did not merely race, it rewrote physics, bagging 2 World Superbike titles while remaining street legal. This was Honda's ultimate run-what-you-brung gauntlet throw, a V-twin deity that forced the establishment to kneel. 2002. Honda CRF 450R, the dirt revolution incarnate. This 449 cubic centimeter 4-stroke Savage stormed motocross with a revolutionary aluminum chassis and 50 horsepower of terrain-annihilating torque. The CRF did not merely race, it executed the 2-stroke era, its brutal low-end grunt and works-level suspension rewriting competition standards before the first lap ended. The cult endures because those 2002 original engines still pulverize tracks today, living monuments to Honda's abuse-proof engineering dogma. This was not just a dirt bike, it was the four-stroke Messiah, delivering scripture in roost showers and berm explosions. 2003. Honda CBR 600RR. The MotoGP refugee turned street-legal assassin. This 599 cubic centimeter inline-4 injected 118 horsepower of RC 211 V-track-bred fury into a chassis so telepathic it could outmaneuver sunlight. The Race Tech Arsenal. Unit Pro-Link rear suspension for laser-guided corner exits, a wheelbase tighter than a drumhead for flick-and-fire agility. The RR did not merely win, it colonized AMA and World Supersport podiums while remaining docile enough for grocery runs. This was not a motorcycle, it was alchemy, transforming tarmac into liquid and riders into Valentino Rossi impersonators. 2004. Honda CBR 1000RR Fireblade. The kilogram-shedding revolution. This 998 cubic centimeter Predator packed 172 horsepower into a frame so lean, it handled like a middleweight with rocket thrust. The MotoGP spoils. Radial mount calipers biting like pit bulls. An HESD electronic damper taming the chaos. That screamer ignition sequence, not just an eargasm, but a Porsche 911 turbo-humbling power delivery system. The Fireblade did not merely evolve, it mutated, forging the template for all modern hyperbikes. This was not transportation, it was a controlled detonation with clip-ons. 2008. Honda DN01, the tomorrow machine that outpaced its era. This 680 cubic centimeter V-twin Enigma shattered conventions with its hydraulic automatic transmission and neo-futurist silhouette. More concept car than motorcycle, a human-friendly transmission so intuitive, it outperformed manual gear shifting. A low-slung chassis concealing sport-grade suspension wizardry, the DN01 did not merely transport, it prophesied, its DNA now pulsing through every auto-shift adventure bike on the road. This was not a failed experiment, it was a visionary manifesto, prematurely stamped Chapter 1 in Honda's playbook. 2009. Honda CBR 1000RR ABS. The year superbikes grew a brain without losing their fangs. This 999 cubic centimeter Predator retained its 178 horsepower Venom while pioneering litter-class ABS, melding track day savagery with street survival instincts. The breakthrough, Honda's combined ABS, worked so invisibly, Motorcycle News clocked faster lap times thanks to brake trigger confidence. This blade did not compromise. It sharpened itself, wrapping MotoGP DNA in anti-lock armor. The message, speed and sanity could share a garage, if engineered with Honda's obsessive duality. 2010. Honda VFR 1200F. The sport touring singularity. This 1,237 cubic centimeter V4 Revolution blended gear and chain-driven cams, unleashing 170 horsepower through the world's first motorcycle dual-clutch transmission, shifts so seamless they felt telepathic. The engineering poetry. That 76-degree V-angle didn't just optimize balance, it composed a mechanical symphony recognizable city blocks away. The VFR did not iterate, it reimagined, proving luxury could wear knee sliders and performance could coddle spines. This was Honda's masterclass in duality, wrapped in a fairing that laughed at compromises. 2011. Honda CBR 250R. The gateway drug to sport bike addiction. This 249 cubic centimeter single-cylinder phenom delivered 26 horsepower of fuel-injected joy in a 360-pound package that danced through corners like a hyperactive hummingbird. The magic formula, a sleek full fairing that made novices feel like MotoGP recruits paired with a thrifty thumper engine that sipped fuel 70-plus miles per gallon while still popping clutch-up wheelies. The CBR 250R did not merely teach, it seduced, creating a cult of riders who discovered that big thrills came in small packages. This was Honda's democratization of speed, proof that entry-level never had to mean boring. 2013. Honda CB 500F Neta CBR 500R. The middleweight revolution for the masses, these 471 cubic centimeter parallel twins struck gold with 47 horsepower, enough to thrill experts yet tame enough for rookies. The alchemy, a bulletproof engine gulping 60-plus miles per gallon, cradled in a chassis equally at home slicing urban grids or carving canyon passes. These twins did not just compete, they rewrote expectations, their torque-rich personality humbling pricier bikes, while their value proposition embarrassed the industry. This was Honda's Goldilocks formula, made steel neither too hot nor too cold, but just right for real-world riding. 2015, Honda RC 213 VS, the MotoGP deity granted street-legal status. This 999 cubic centimeter V4 demigod wasn't adapted for the road. It was Marc Marquez's championship-winning RC 213V in civilian disguise. It's 157 horsepower or 212 with the race kit, barely taming its racetrack soul. The obscene details: a seamless gearbox ripped from Grand Prix grids, a magnesium skeleton assembled by HRC's Elite, each $184,000 example, a rolling masterpiece. The RC 213 VS did not merely perform, it transcended. Its 14,000 revolutions per minute scream, so addictive, owners worshipped it in their garages like a mechanical shrine. This was not production, it was Honda's motorsport coronation, a mic drop echoing through history. 2016. Honda Africa Twin CRF 1000L. The desert legend resurrected. This 998 cubic centimeter parallel twin globetrotter didn't inherit its name. It reforged the legacy with 94 horsepower of unicam torque and a chassis lighter than its Teutonic rivals. The sorcery? Selectable torque control that transformed from Dakar sliding demon to highway sofa at the flick of a switch. The Africa Twin did not merely adventure, it redefined versatility, its rally-bred DNA whispering secrets of dune mastery, while its saddle-coddled spines for transcontinental hauls. This was not nostalgia, it was Honda reclaiming the throne of dust-choked supremacy. 2017. Honda Rebel 500. The rulebook shredding urban outlaw. This 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin didn't revive the Rebel. It reimagined cruiser culture, wrapping 46 horsepower of CBR 500R-derived spirit in a murdered-out, no-nonsense silhouette. The revolution? A 27-inch saddle that democratized riding, while that minimalist steel frame delivered showroom-ready attitudes straight from the factory, zero aftermarket pretense required. The Rebel 500 did not merely transport, it converted, proving swagger wasn't measured in cubic inches, but in unapologetic authenticity. This was Honda's middle finger to displacement snobs, a machine where style and accessibility shared the same garage. 2018. Honda CB1000R, the neo-retro anarchist. This 998 cubic centimeter inline-4 didn't evolve, it mutated, fusing 143 horsepower of CBR 1000RR DNA with a neo-sports cafe aesthetic that vaporized conventions. The alchemy? A steel trellis skeleton draped in LED futurism, a single-sided swing arm, flaunting its Öhlins-kissed rear end, and an exhaust note engineered to mimic a CB750 hopped-on nitrous. The CB1000R did not conform, it detonated, blending superbike violence with cafe racer swagger so seamlessly, it made traditional nakeds look like relics. This was Honda's design manifesto in chrome and matte black, proof that heritage could wear brass knuckles. 2019. Honda CBR 650R, the middleweight doppelganger with Fireblade soul. This 649 cubic centimeter inline-4 didn't just dress up, it shed its skin, emerging as a 94 horsepower screamer wrapped in CBR 1000RR inspired armor. The trickery? Twin LED headlights and an aluminum swing arm, borrowed from its litter big brother, paired with sane ergonomics that laughed at back pain. The CBR 650R did not compromise. It transcended, delivering 12,000 revolutions per minute of supersport euphoria at commuter-friendly prices. This was Honda's golden ratio, where track day shrieks and daily driver pragmatism collided in perfect harmony. 2020. Honda CBR 1000RR Fireblade SP, the apex predator unleashed. This 999 cubic centimeter inline-4 didn't just advance, it quantum leaped, morphing into a 214 horsepower MotoGP doppelganger with aerodynamic fangs and a 14,500 revolutions per minute scream. The mechanical heresy? A frame distilled from Marquez's RC 213V, titanium rods worthy of a 20,000-mile Grand Prix engine, and active wings that pinned it to tarmac like gravity itself had doubled. The Fireblade SP did not iterate, it obliterated, cramming 3 decades of evolution into a machine so radical, it made other superbikes look like cautious prototypes. This was Honda weaponizing nostalgia, a 30th anniversary detonation of pure uncut racing pedigree. 2021. Honda Rebel 1100. The wolf in Bobber's clothing. This 1,083 cubic centimeter parallel twin anarchist didn't just adapt the Africa Twin's heart, it reforged adventure grit into 86 horsepower of low-slung torque with an optional dual-clutch transmission to shame purists. The irony? Riding modes and wheelie control lurking beneath that minimalist steel frame, tech so advanced it bordered on cruiser heresy. The Rebel 1100 did not apologize. It redefined, transforming the Africa Twin's desert-conquering DNA into parking lot poetry with a side of V-twin rivaling snarl. This was Honda's mechanical sleight of hand, proving old-school cool could wear cutting-edge circuitry like a brass-knuckled velvet glove. 2022, Honda NT 1100, the tarmac specialized adventurer. This 1,083 cubic centimeter parallel twin Voyager didn't just repurpose Africa Twin parts, it re-engineered them for transcontinental elegance, delivering 102 horsepower through either a slick dual-clutch transmission or classic manual gearbox. The touring alchemy? A 25-liter storage vault, enough for 2 full-face helmets, adaptive cruise control, and a 6.5-inch thin-film transistor display, luxuries once reserved for bikes costing thousands more. The NT 1100 did not compromise. It synthesized, merging the Africa Twin's mechanical grit with Autobahn-swallowing refinement. This was Honda's declaration that premium touring shouldn't demand a premium price tag, just unimpeachable engineering. 2023. Honda Hornet CB 750. The Street Fighter reawakened with 21 Stet Century Venom. This 755 cubic centimeter parallel twin didn't just resurrect the Hornet legacy, it reinvented urban aggression with 90 horsepower of 270-degree crank fury, howling to 9,500 revolutions per minute in a 190-kilogram featherweight chassis. The next-gen sorcery? Throttle-by-wire precision and an optional quickshifter lurking beneath that jagged LED scowl and razor-cut tail, tech that made rival nakeds feel archaic. The Hornet did not return to play, it declared war, stuffing Superbike-level electronics into a package so lean, it turned city streets into its personal coliseum. This was Honda's middleweight Molotov cocktail, proof that raw thrills and digital smarts could wear the same leather jacket. 2024. Honda Transalp XL 750. The 1980s legend reborn as a 21 Stet Century trailblazer. This 755 cubic centimeter parallel twin adventurer isn't riding on nostalgia. It's 90 horsepower of dirt scrambling, tarmac devouring versatility in a 208 kilogram dry package. The evolution? A Hornet-derived heart retuned for torque-rich exploration, paired with long travel suspension and a 21-inch front wheel equally at home carving canyons or conquering fire roads. The game changer? That off-road ready thin-film transistor display with integrated navigation, Honda's first budget-friendly ADV with serious overland electronics. This isn't just another middleweight pretender. It's proof that real adventure doesn't demand litter-class displacement, just clever engineering and indomitable spirit. 2025. Honda CBR 600RR. The middleweight phoenix rises with fangs bared. This 599 cubic centimeter inline-4 doesn't just re-enter the arena, it reignites the war with 121 horsepower, a 15,000 revolutions per minute scream, and wind tunnel-honed wings stealing MotoGP secrets. The quantum leap? Ride-by-wire precision so sharp it reads mines, wrapped in a 183 kilogram wet chassis that outfeathers the competition. Those sinister new headlights? More than menace, they pack cornering beam wizardry, a first for the 600 class. The CBR 600RR did not return to compete. It came to reclaim its throne, proving the supersport soul still burns white-hot in Honda's crucible. This is not nostalgia. It's a middleweight manifesto written in apex speeds. From the humble Dream D-Type to today's fire-breathing Fireblade, Honda has not just built motorcycles, it has shaped the soul of motorcycling itself. But this is only the beginning. If you felt the passion behind every revolution of the engine, hit that like button. And if you are ready to explore the next evolution, subscribe, because Ride Rewind is just getting warmed up. Next time, we are diving even deeper, and believe me, you will want to be on the seat for that ride.